everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to share something fundamental yet powerful: how to build and understand a database from the ground up. In this video, we'll go step by step through creating a database, writing and running SQL scripts, exploring its contents, and visualizing the structure with an ERD diagram. I'll also show you how joins work visually, so you can really see how tables connect and interact. Whether you're new to databases or brushing up your skills, this session will help you understand not just how things work, but why they work that way. Let's dive in. Alright, let's get started. So the first step that we're gonna perform in this video is to show you how to create a database from scratch. As you can see here, I already have the script to create the database. We're gonna create a database called Human Resources, and we're gonna use that database. As you can see, this database is gonna have different data types, different tables. We're gonna create a table called Departments, and it's gonna have Department ID with a data type of integer data type. This will be our primary key. It's gonna have a department name as a bar chart. You know, it's like a string or a text. It cannot be null. So right here, we're already defining the constraints that the table or the database is gonna have in general. We're gonna have budget created at, we're gonna have the table jobs with job ID. It's gonna be identity. That means that it's gonna be auto incremental. It's gonna be unique. We're gonna have job title, means salary, max salary, employees, employee data. Here we have the constraints. So we have the concept of primary keys and foreign keys. Remember that a primary key is like a column or a field found in a table that is gonna be unique or very specific in that table. For example, an ID or a DNI or a cedula or a social security number, for example. So that can work as a primary key. And this primary key can be found in another table, but in the other table or the secondary table, that would be a foreign key, because foreign key is like a reference of a primary key found in another parent table. So we define all that in the database creation. As you can see here, we have projects, we have employee projects, performance reviews data, and then we're gonna insert the data in the database, because we're just creating the table structure that is empty, all the columns, the data types and the constraints, but no data filled up in it. So then we can start to fill it up with the insert into the table name, you know, the columns that it has and the values that we want to put in it. As you can see, well, this is the script. All right, so we're gonna create the database. So let's go ahead and run the script and see how it goes. Okay, perfect. So if I refresh over here, I should see it, and there it is. And here we can see. So on the left hand side, on this panel on the left, we can see the database created in the server, and we can see all the tables that we have put in it: departments, employee projects, employees jobs, etc. And we can also see the keys that it has and the columns that it has as primary key, and all the constraints. Okay, very good. So now what we're gonna do, the next step that we're gonna do is that we're gonna perform some queries so that you can understand how SQL works. You know, we're gonna learn how to do basic selects. We're gonna use from tables. We're gonna use where, aggregations, joins, having, grouping by, etc. So you're gonna see more about it. Okay, so here we can see our Human Resources Database entity relationship diagram. So let's talk about one of the most important concepts in database design: primary keys, foreign keys, and relationships. So in our employees table, the primary key is employee ID. Let's remember that a primary key is a column or set of columns that uniquely identifies each row in the table. So no two employees can share the same employee ID, and it cannot be null. So think of it as the employee's unique ID badge in the system. Now the foreign keys. So job ID is a foreign key that points to the jobs table. It tells us which job role each employee has. Department ID is a foreign key that points to the department's table. It tells us which department the employee belongs to. Manager is a special case. It's a foreign key pointing back to the employee's table itself. That's how we model the reporting hierarchy. Employees can have managers who are also employees. So that's why you can see this self-pointing line in the same table to create a self-relationship for that particular table. So PKs guarantee uniqueness inside a table, while FKs create relationships between tables. Now let's talk about cardinality. How many rows in one table can be related to rows in another? One department can have many employees, but each employee belongs to exactly one department. That's a one-to-many relationship. In cross-foot notation, we show this as these kind of lines. As you can see, this one, for example, one employee and departments. If we take a look, the employees table and the departments, how are these two tables related? Well, the departments table has a primary key called department ID, unique value for that table. This one says that a department can have 0 or many employees. And as you can see, the same value exists in the employees table as a foreign key. Foreign key is being referenced from the departments table as a primary key. And if we read it the other way around, we see that an employee can have one and only one department. So one and only one. An employee really needs to belong to one and only one department. Another example, one job can be assigned to many employees, but each employee must have exactly one job. That's also one too many. Another example could be that one employee can manage many employees, but each employee can have 0 or 1 manager. So as you can see it over here in our employees table, we have an employee ID because all employees are listed in the employees table. That includes regular employees and managers. Let's remember that a manager is, of course, an employee, but this employee in particular has subordinates that report directly to him. So that's why we can find some employees with either null values for manager ID, or some of them do have some values already in them because those employees are actually managers. So PKs or primary keys uniquely identify rows. FKs or foreign keys connect tables together. Cardinality describes how many rows can be linked. Cross-foot notation is the visual language we use to show those relationships clearly. That's the foundation of relational database design. Alright, so now we're gonna move on into creating queries. Now that we understood how our database works, the tables that are found in it, the relationships, we're gonna get started with creating queries. Let's see, we're gonna create a new query. This one we can close it, and we're gonna start with a basic select. Okay, we can see the tables here, departments, employee projects. We're gonna start with a basic select. So we can do select everything from the table. Let's do employees. And we're gonna run this, and here it is. So this is our table employees. You can see that it contains employee ID. These are the IDs, these are the names, the first name, the last name, email, phone. So it has multiple columns. It doesn't have any manager ID in these rows for these employees, Laura, James, but these other employees do have an ID because that's what I was explaining before. So we have that some employees are actually managers. So those are the ones that have manager IDs, and these ones are not managers, but they're all employees. As you can see, we retrieve all columns with the asterisk or with the star. We can actually specify what columns we need in our query or in our select statement. For that, we can do, for example, we can do select first name, we can get the last name, we can get the email, we can get the hire date from employees. And now we have only these 4 columns that we specified. So that would be a basic select. Now we can do a where clause. So a where clause is gonna be like a filter to get specific rows that meet a condition that we give to the where clause. For example, we can do first name, let's do first name, last name, salary, let's do status from employees, where we're gonna do where status equals active, and we're running this, and here it is. Now we have a reduced table because we're just retrieving the data that contains all the status as active. Alright, so now let's move on and work with the like statement or a like command. So this is actually put into our where clause in order to define a condition and retrieve the rows that meet that criteria. So the like statement is gonna help us find all employees whose last name starts with the letter C. So let's see, we're gonna get the first name, the last name, and let's get the email from the employees table where, and now we're gonna define where last name like, and we're gonna do an apostrophe because it's a character, letter C, and we're gonna add a wildcard. So this percentage sign is actually a wildcard. It means get me everything that starts with letter C and everything afterwards. So let's run it and see what we get. And here you have it. So we have only 2 employees that start with last name with the letter C, Carter and Clark. So James Carter, Ethan Clark. Here we have the first name, last name, salary, and email. Moving on, we're gonna now work with an order by. So this is very useful to sort data in an ascending or descending order as we needed to, from the biggest number to the lowest number, for example. And we're gonna get first name, last name, salary from employees, and we're gonna order our result set, order by salary, in a descending order. Running this, we get it like this, from the biggest to the lowest. Okay? If we don't specify it, what are we gonna get? So we're gonna get just, what is found in the table right here. But if you need it to be explicit, like to put, from the top to the bottom, the highest to the lowest, maximum to minimum, then you can specify with DSC, or you can specify as well with the other way, which is an order by salary, for example, in ascendant order, and we get it this way, the smallest number to the biggest.